You are not just living life, you are life itself. Imagine a special kind of life that exists everywhere in everything. It's like a big magical consciousness that fills the whole universe. This special life can become anything it wants, like a little stone or a gentle blade of grass, a playful animal, a kind person, a shining star, or even a majestic galaxy. Deep within you there is a knowing that connects you to this amazing truth. Can you feel it? Can you sense that you are a part of something much bigger? Can you sense that you already are all of that? The secret to life is that you have to die before you die, which means you must let go of that belief you've carried since birth, since your very first breath, believing that you have a life. So we're not talking about the death of the body. We're talking about something more significant. It's the death of the identity we've constructed through the ego. The ego, often seen as the voice in our heads, constantly asserts itself, defining our identity through its narratives, desires, fears, and attachments. It constructs a framework through which we interpret the world, defining ourselves in relation to external circumstances and other individuals. From the very moment of our birth, a narrative begins to unfold, weaving the story of our existence. As we first inhale the air of this world, a name is bestowed upon us, marking our entry into a particular environment that shapes and conditions us. We are subject to influences and guidance that mold our thoughts and perceptions, effectively programming our minds. These external factors dictate not only what to think but also how to think. Within this intricate web of conditioning, a unique personality takes form, becoming the lens through which we express ourselves to the world. Our desires, emotions, and beliefs intertwine, giving rise to the labels we attach to define our individuality. We become entwined with the narrative of who I am, finding comfort and identity within its unfolding chapters. However, it is essential to recognize that this constructed identity is not our true essence. It is but a collection of stories, beliefs, and external influences that have shaped our perception of self. It is the ego that creates a sense of separation, fostering the illusion of individuality, and reinforcing the idea that we are separate entities navigating through life. In the state of enlightenment, there is a profound realization that our identity extends far beyond the limitations of the ego. We come to recognize that we are not merely our thoughts, emotions, or the physical form we inhabit. Instead, we experience a direct knowing of our pure beingness, our pure consciousness, which transcends the confines of individuality. If I were to ask you now, who are you? You would likely define yourself based on your past experiences. However, that is not your true essence, as it always resides in the present moment, in the now. This spiritual journey, that which involves the rebirth of your true essence, is a profound and transformative path, yet it is not without its challenges. One of the primary difficulties lies in our attachment to the familiar. We have become comfortable and accustomed to the patterns, roles, and identities we have constructed throughout our lives. Letting go of these attachments requires us to venture into the unknown, stepping outside our comfort zones and embracing the uncertainty that accompanies true transformation. Detaching from this false self challenges the ego's stronghold and triggers its defense mechanisms. This can be unsettling and evoke feelings of fear and resistance. The journey of detachment often involves confronting and releasing deeply rooted beliefs and emotional patterns that no longer serve our highest good. This process can be uncomfortable, as we are faced with aspects of ourselves that we may have avoided or suppressed for a long time. It requires courage and a willingness to dive into the depths of our being, shining a light on our shadow aspects and embracing them with compassion and acceptance. Despite these difficulties, the journey of detachment holds immense rewards. When we let go of who we think we are, the truth can reveal itself. Until then, life continues to reflect that which we think. The death of our false self marks the initiation of a transformative journey. It is a surrendering, a letting go of the layers of conditioning, beliefs, and attachments that have kept us confined to a limited perception of ourselves. As the false self withers away, the seeds of our true self, the essence untouched by external influences, start to germinate. This rebirth is a process of remembering, of rediscovering the eternal and unchanging aspect of our being. It is a journey of reconnection with our innate wisdom, love, and authenticity. Life takes on a new hue. We begin to perceive the world through a lens of clarity and depth. No longer bound by the limitations of the ego-driven identity, the illusions that once colored our experiences gradually fade, giving way to a profound sense of oneness and harmony. Imagine discovering that many of the things you thought were true are not actually true. This process is about letting go of those beliefs and unlearning them. It's like cleaning out your mind and making space for the true self. The ego doesn't disappear completely. It's still there, but it becomes less important. During our rebirth, we have unmasked it. We have discovered its true nature. It's like the ego takes a step back and becomes more like background music or tiny ripples on a calm ocean. We can still use the ego when we need it in life, but we don't let it take over our whole show. As we align with our true self, life becomes a reflection of our inner transformation. The external circumstances and relationships mirror the love, peace, and joy that reside within us. We become conscious co-creators, actively shaping our reality from a place of authenticity and alignment. Instead of being swept away by the tides of external influences, we navigate life with a deep sense of purpose and inner guidance. The rebirth of our true self brings forth a newfound freedom, an expansion beyond the confines of the ego's limitations. We embrace our unique gifts and talents, stepping into our authentic power to make a positive impact on the world. The false identities and masks that once weighed us down are shed, allowing our true essence to shine forth with radiant luminosity. Now take a moment and ask yourself a simple question. Without getting caught up in your thoughts, try to see what remains when you stop labeling and judging everything around you. What is left when you let go of trying to shape this moment according to your expectations? You see, what I'm pointing to is something that goes beyond words or language. It's an experience that cannot be fully described or captured in any answer. Instead, it invites you to simply be present, to look around and truly see what is here in this very moment. It's about accepting things as they are without trying to change or manipulate them. In this state of pure presence, there is a profound truth that emerges. It's the realization that whatever is happening right now, it simply is what it is.